I want to talk about our beloved Spartans. They did a thing. They won a football game. And not only that, they won it in dramatic fashion. I got a few things to talk about here. First of all, Aiden Childs, have a day. He was Big Ten Offensive Player of the Week this week, by the way, in case you missed it. 234 yards in the 231 yards in the air, 4 touchdowns throwing. He also had a rushing touchdown and 39 total yards on the ground, behind just Mekhi Frazier, who, by the way, had another great game, rushed for 81 yards on the ground for him. Nick Marsh played fantastically, 5 catches, 68 yards, and a couple of touchdowns. One of those, took me out of focus there. One of those was a deep ball there. Omari Kelly, he also had a solid game. Despite the fact that he fumbled that punt at the beginning of the game, he really made up for it at the end with the game-winning catch in double overtime, and then he also had 4 catches for 60 yards. It was just an overall great game, especially for the offense. And even when you look at the box score, even if you want to say, okay, well, you still gave up 40 points to Boston College. True, very true, but you got to think 13 of those were in overtime. So, they're playing from their own 25-yard line. You're basically playing to get a touchdown. 21 of them came in the second quarter. Now, granted, they were driving in the first quarter, and it turned over to the second quarter, and then they finished the job and scored. But all of their touchdowns in regulation came in that second quarter. The second half, the defense completely shut them down. Completely. They could not move the football. And certainly they couldn't run the football. Turbo Richard, which, what a name. 55 total yards on the ground on 13 carries. Not terrible, but not amazing either. I mean, Lonergan for Boston College was just ripping it. The guy threw it 45 times, 390 yards, 4 touchdowns. Look, I'm not saying that he's some crazy, don't be surprised. I don't know how old this guy is. Let me actually take a look. He is a sophomore. Don't be surprised if this guy transfers out to an SEC team or a Big Ten team and actually balls out. Okay, it's 2 games in a row. Right now he's got 658 yards, 8 touchdowns, and a 79.6 QBR in ESPN. He looks pretty good. And I know it's Boston College. I know they're, whatever. But Castellanos also was quarterback for Boston College last year, and he balled out against us too. So I don't know, man. Maybe this guy is just good. We'll see as the season goes on. We'll get a better idea of the Spartan defense, especially in the secondary. But even a guy like Jordan Hall, my goodness, 9 solo tackles, 15 total, really good stuff from the linebacker. He's played solid, very well. And look, this was a win to me. I have this question: has 8-4 now entered the chat? Let me we'll play a little bit of the look ahead game. All right. Look ahead of our schedule. Okay. Next week, you got Youngstown State. I don't have to tell you you're going to win that game. If you don't win that game, then I cannot explain the season. You're winning that game. Then you go on the road to USC. That could be tough, but USC also kind of an unknown team, good, but not totally sure. Then you got at Nebraska. That's another one. I don't what kind of a team are they? We'll see. I mean, they're going to be playing Michigan a couple of weeks from now. And that could really set a bit of a barometer for you. You got UCLA at home. That's a team you should be beating, especially if you're playing the way you played against Boston College. Overall, forget the 21 points in the second quarter. Overall, yeah, you should be beating UCLA at home at noon. None of this under the lights nonsense. And finally, we get to play a game at noon. At Indiana, that could be a tough game. Michigan, that's another one that's beatable. They just had a tough loss to Oklahoma. That's pretty much the only headline I have for this week in college football because week 2 was terrible. At Minnesota, you should be winning that game. Penn State, you're going to probably lose that game. Although it would be actually really, really funny if you did win that game. Because that would be exactly the kind of game that James Franklin would lose his season over. That would just be hysterical. It is at home, so you'll have that advantage. And depending on how good you are, let's say over the next few weeks, Youngstown State win 3-0, USC win 4-0, Nebraska, let's just say, or we'll say loss at USC on the road, so that 3-1. Win on the road against Nebraska. That's 4-1. Win at home, UCLA. That's 5-1. At Indiana, we'll say loss. That's 5-2. Win at Michigan. That's 6-2. Win at Minnesota. That's 7-2. You could be like, there's a real chance you could be 7-2 going into that Penn State game, and they're going to be coming on the road. Spartan Stadium is going to be a freaking zoo because you're going to be one win away from having at least an 8-4 season. Like, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, don't. Strange things can happen, and the pathway is there. And I've seen the light, all right? I've seen the light with Aiden Childs. He's got the skill to put a team on his back. He did it. You can't say that he didn't do it. He just did. Don't forget USF beating Florida. They were ranked. They have 2 ranked wins and could go and beat number 5 this week. They win that game. Could they be the number 1 team? They would have the best resume. That's, kind of wild. It's kind of wild that they're at that stage. But, yeah, here's my thing. If USF can beat Florida, and God willing, if they can beat Miami this weekend, then honestly, everything's on the table. I don't see why Michigan State should be totally looked down upon. And again, this could all fall apart. They could get destroyed by USC and Nebraska, and they could be, what would that be? 3-2 or 4. That was. Yeah, it'd be 3-2, and then 4-2 against UCLA, and it could be a whole thing, right? This could quickly fall apart. I understand, but through 2 weeks, Aiden Childs is not showing the deficiencies that he showed at all last year. He's not getting turnovers, he's not fumbling the ball. Oh, he did fumble against Western Michigan, but he's not throwing interceptions. He's leading scoring drives. I really do think this could be a year for Michigan State and Jonathan Smith to take that step, and they need to take that step. So please do. I'm begging. I need to have some good college football. I haven't had good college football in a very long time, and I just can't take it. I need it. I need it in my life, and I can't stand to see my beloved Spartans continue to just falter and fail in every feasible thing in their miserable existence. So anyway, beat Youngstown State this weekend. Beat them by 100. I don't care. Just make it stress free. They deserve it. So fun stuff. Hey YouTube, if you like clips like that, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We've got live shows every Tuesday night. Hope to see you there.